This week we got Laguna, Seca in Group 3, and for this combination the Subaru BRZ seems to be the top pick. Now, I know this car is notoriously difficult to drive. I had my fair share of rough moments with it, plenty of spins, crashes, and I guess you just name it. But despite all of that, it's probably the best choice overall. I've seen a few other cars that can work in certain situations, and they definitely do, I would say. Still, the BRZ stands out. It's dominating the leaderboards, and in my opinion, it remains the strongest option. With that said, it's a very tough car to handle, and I think he will see the real challenge in this race. But okay, let's go. Oh. Not sure why he took that line. Oh, well, I got that one. Let's see if I can maybe get something in this race, because I know something will eventually happen. But I'm also curious if that Huracan is going to perform or not. I just wanted to clarify that the BRZ is usually the best car here, but lately I've seen some other options. For example, that Huracan I mentioned earlier. Still, I believe that the BRZ has the edge overall. It's just incredibly hard to control. Honestly, I don't think there is a tougher car to handle in Group 3, at least in my experience. And as always on this track, something tends to go wrong. The track limits are very tricky, and it never takes long before something happens. I knew I had to make something happen in this race, especially since my qualifying wasn't exactly great. Oh, okay. Let's be careful here. Not the place. Oh, we got our first spin. And that was not a place to go for it, and we lost a lot of time. Unfortunately, we did lose a bit of time there. I thought I could make the move, but honestly, that just wasn't the place to go for it. You can try, but it usually doesn't end really well. Since Luke was ahead of me, I didn't want to lose control completely. I backed off slightly out of that one, and it just wasn't worth the risk. I mean, it really wasn't the place to do it. Now, I didn't actually plan to go for my next move, but he left the doors wide open, and I think he just left me by. Maybe he figured that I had slightly better pace, and I could pull him along. We are running custom slipstream in this race, which means you're getting a really strong tow from the car ahead, and it can seriously boost your performance in the long run. So the next target was that Huracan that I mentioned earlier. I wanted to squeeze everything I could out of the BRZ, but it's just not easy. You need to push this car, but if you push it too far, then you tend to make a really big mistake and completely lose the race. So that Huracan's pace really caught me off guard. It was surprisingly quick. It had insane acceleration and was already starting to close up on P3 at that point, which was, in my opinion, pretty surprising, because I was not expecting that the Huracan is going to be that quick. But he probably had worse tire wear, so he pitted one lap earlier than what you should usually. But then I was trying to put a little bit of pressure on Ryoki, just trying to squeeze everything that I had out of this car and potentially try to go for the overtake later in the race. Slightly wider line, but you can't really overtake here, can you? One more. One more. Let's see if it's going to work. So I tried extending my stint because I knew overtaking on this track is nearly impossible unless you've got better tires. And that was exactly what I was aiming for. I had a solid gap to the driver behind me, so I had some flexibility. Usually you need at least 1 second of advantage to make the overcut work. Sometimes a little bit more. But if you got that margin, it's definitely worth a shot. I gave it everything on that lap, really pushed to the limits, but with this car, you don't want to go too far or it will punish you, like really punish you. And eventually I got myself into the pits, changed the tires, and came back out realizing I hadn't lost much time at all. I nearly grabbed P4 right there. So now, with fresher tires, it was really time to push. It almost did actually, but now I got better tires. A bit too much time now, but okay. I need to go for it. But it's really difficult to overtake here in this circuit. Slow. Come on. Whoa. That cost me a lot. And also I wanted to give you an idea on how this car really works, because third gear is terrible, as you probably can see in this example. It might not look like a huge save or anything too dramatic, but every time you come into this corner, it's a moment, every single time. This car is incredibly hard to control, and I think this just proves how insanely tricky it is to drive it. You have to stay right on the edge every single lap, but the moment you cross the line, it's over, and unfortunately it usually ends in a pretty big crash. And by the way, this was the leader of the race and he completely lost it, and I think this just proves that how difficult this car is to control. And all of a sudden we found ourselves in a battle for maybe even a podium. Well, wait a second, the gap is now 4 seconds. I wasn't paying attention to it. Okay. I need to try, I need to go for it. I need to try. Try, but don't make a mistake. A lot of dust, but okay. You know what, the biggest problem here is that he's got the slipstream. Okay, into the final lap now. And as we approach the final lap, it was now or never. You can see it, I was really pushing to the limit. There wasn't much left on the table. Like I said before, it's easy to make a mistake here, but at the same time, overtaking is very difficult. So I had to commit. So no more waiting and just go for it. Okay, this is going to be interesting. No way that worked. One more lap. One more lap. One more lap and it would have been nice, but I mean, I won't complain. I won't complain. It was a good race in the end. I wasn't expecting that.